So, Coach, as the players get ready to come out, this has been the first time you have done accommodating?
No, I've done this before.
Okay, so this is my rookie run.
Yeah. I'm used to the radio and the TV station. I've been there for years.
Did they call you old vet for nothing?
No, no. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of many.
Aye. Well, as you see, the teams are starting to come out. The crowd is very quiet tonight. Hopefully, we can get some more noise when the players start to come out to the field. So, as regular, this game is a must-win game. So, if this game goes a draw in the 90 minutes, it's extra time and then penalties, right, Coach Gill?
Well, I'm assuming that that's the format for a FA Cup final. It should be overtime and then penalty shootout if need be.
Well, right now we have two of the top goalkeepers in the Premiership, especially one ex-national team or national team goalkeeper, Albertini Holness, that you know a great deal about.
Yes, Albertini has grown in stature from a young upcoming goalkeeper to now being voted as goalkeeper of the year. That's a great feat for him. He really worked for it, so he deserves it.
Yeah, I still remember him as a young primary school kid going in goal for the first time. His first goalkeeping thing was in Red Bear Primary School, and he moved on to Cayman Athletic, where he played some time, and then he moved to Elite Sports Club, and then he moved back on to Tigers this season, or last season.
Also, again, everybody in the Cayman Islands should know that when the Cayman under-15 team won the bronze medal, for the first time a medal was won by Cayman in CFU competition. Albertini scored the winning penalty for us to win that gold medal.
Yeah,
I mean that bronze medal.
I remember that calm, cool, and collective left foot slot into the far corner, right?
Yeah, my instruction was keep your head down, keep it low. And he followed my instructions always.
Well, Coach, it looks like the teams are getting ready. Let me see if I can get a word from one of the coaches or both coaches. Coach Orrell. Well, I'm here with Tigers coach. Coach, how do you think your team looks tonight?
Well, they're well prepared, and we're just looking for the win tonight.
Well, it's no sun, but with the rain is a lot of humidity, so it might be a little difficult for the players, but you said they're prepared and ready to go?
Yeah, we're just taking it in stages. We're just going to take it in quarters and see how the game goes as the game progress. We're looking to get a good result. Yeah.
Well, like I spoke to Mr. Ricker earlier, says last year you all were in the cup final and you were unlucky to lose that cup final to Scholars B in the Men's Vice President Cup. Now you're promoted into the Premiership and you move from the stage of Vice President Cup to the FA Cup. Hoping to get a win this time?
Yeah, sure. As I said before, we just wait and see at the final whistle. Yeah,
well, best of luck tonight, sir. All right.
Antoine, even though the rain might have brought up a little bit of humidity, it's still a beautiful day for football because that rain, it was very good for the ground to soften it up a little bit, so don't be too hard because I expect the guys are going to do a lot of running, and the softer the field is, the better it is for them. Less strain and pressure on their joints, and the field look magnificent. The groundsmen did a good job in preparing it for the game tonight.
Well, if we're going to talk about the field, we got to talk about the lines, because I know somebody very well that does those lines.
Yes, those lines, I've been doing that for many years, and it's very important to have proper lines because the law number one in football is the field of play.
All right, so the game has started. For those of you that may not know, Tigers is in the all black, and 345 will be in the yellow tonight. So 345 is Well, I'm here right now with the president of the Cayman Islands Football Association, Mr. Alfredo Whitaker. Mr. Whitaker, you want to say 2 words to the people out there?
Welcome to this beautiful evening of football, and thank you for being here. Looking forward to a great match, and hopefully we get a great performance by both teams, and may the best team win.
All right, thank you, sir, for stopping by. So as you may see, the action has started, and 345 has possessed the ball majority of the time so far. Tigers look like they're actually watching their opponent and checking to see what the strategy and the game plan is, Coach.
Yeah, I think. Hello. I don't think it's about watching from the Tigers team. I think they were just organized at the back and compact, because 345 is a team that passes the ball around well. So you got to keep concentration when a good team is moving the ball around. I'm expecting. I would say that they're pretty much young team, both teams. And I am expecting to see a lot of running in the match, because for football to be exciting, there has to be a lot of running.
Yeah, I agreed. Football is a physical sport. It's also a demanding sport. 90 minutes of a game, 2 4 to 5 minute halves can put a wear and tear on anybody. When Tigers is going forward towards things, Tigers have just been awarded a corner against 345. I think this is the first corner for the game.
Yeah, and like I said, both teams had enough time to prepare themselves for this encounter, because they knew a couple of weeks now that they will be playing this game today. So I assume that they were all doing their homework.
Yeah, because the league has finished, again, going 2 weeks now. Elite Sports Club has been crowned the Premier League champions.
Yeah, that's good for the elite team, because it's been a while that they haven't won the championship. So for them to come back up and win the championship, it also makes the football exciting. That is not just one team winning all the time. So that's good for football. It's not a bad thing.
345 is on the break, going for a chance at goal. The Tigers' defense has closed them down. Good come forward from 345, but good defending from Tigers also.
Yeah, again, like I was saying, there was a 345 player making a break forward, but the overload from his defenders was kind of slow. They were walking out in the United States getting up there, because when you're making a run like that, you're going to get closed down by 3 or 4 defenders, so you need support. So, but I think because they're young too, some of them will tend at times to get caught ball watching.
Yeah, both teams are going back and forth. Football is not always just about just scoring goals, but it's also like a chess match. It's who makes the first mistake or the first great opportunity, and who capitalizes on top of those things, right?
Yeah, also, the game is for 90 minutes, and you have to utilize the time, and sometimes you have to be patient. Sometimes you want to go quick, but sometimes you might have to slow it down also, to gain the control over the game. Still, I would like to see more expansive football when both teams are in possession, and so far I haven't seen that. I still see a lot of compactation when they're in possession. It's okay to have compactation when you lose possession, but when you gain possession, you need to expand. And that transition is pretty slow. And that's something I've noticed in both teams.
Yeah, the urgency to move the ball faster is not necessarily a strength of a lot of teams, but it's something that they're gradually growing to become better at, right?
Yeah, you can, because if you want to do also well at the international level, that's one of the things that you have to develop. Play faster.
345 makes another opportunity going forward. Tigers defense is still holding strong though.
And when I say play fast, I don't just mean running fast. I mean moving the ball around fast because the ball can't get tired. So you need to move it around, but that's going to call for a lot of adjusting in your position and getting into free spaces, getting into the holes and looking for those passes. I don't see enough of that. I don't know if it's because it's the early stage or what, but it could be more movements off the ball.
Yeah, we'll see how things go as the game progresses. The referee seems to have a handle on things so far, and both teams are playing aggressive and strong, but fair. Tigers has a free kick in the middle of the field. Sorry, that was 3-4-5 had a free kick. Tigers defense seems to be very organized tonight. They're not giving 3-4-5 many opportunities to create chances.
But at this initial stage, I don't know what's going to happen later on when fatigue set in.
Yeah. Tigers makes a good break towards 3-4-5's attacking third. There's a cross in the box, but offside.
I think that ball ran out of play. I think he ran out of play. He ran out of real estate. Lost it behind the loop.
So I know that Mr. Guerra said that 3-4-5 is missing some key players, but they also still remain with some key players tonight too. On the ball now is Rogelio Wright, a young kid that used to coach back in the day, Coach Gill.
Rogelio is a very good football player. I think the thing that helps him not only just his skill but his intelligence.
Sebastian Martinez plays a nice, beautiful ball over the top, but Tigers defense still standing strong. Beautiful ball into the box from 3-4-5. Good defense from Tigers. Coach Gill, fun fact. Tigers midfielder is named Tiger. I mean 3-4-5's midfielder is named Tiger. Number 97.
That was a good build up from 3-4-5, and seemed I was talking about early on. Getting into the holes and making the passes and moving the ball. That was pretty good. The game needs more of that.
Good cross from 3-4-5, but excellent save from Albertini Holness. It's one thing that Coach Gillard needs to improve in the future, though, is the attendance at football. The numbers are still not as great as they used to be back in the days when a FA Cup. I remember as a child growing up, coming to watch an FA Cup with strikers and yobos and the scholars back in the days. Truman Borden would be Ram, right?
Yeah, that's something that can be working to improve. But one of the things I know is a culture that sometimes when people see a lot of rain clouds come up, they tend to either stay. I'm going to stay home because it's raining. You have a culture where people believe like it's too wet to go on the road, So sometimes that could be a contributing factor. Also, again, how well do the players advertise, their game? Sometimes the players need to sell themselves a little more. Invite people out. Let people know, but the players here are too quiet. you know, I don't know, like I said, it's another culture again where we sometimes we was afraid to open our mouth and say what we want to say.
Yeah, Coach, give back on what you mentioned earlier about the advertising of the game. You think of every player was to get a minimum of 2 people to come and actually watch the game. There's 11 players on the field. That's 22 players on the field. You multiply that by 2. That's 40-something people in the stands, right? If those 40-something invite 2 more people, that's 80-something, and it goes vice versa, right? The more people talk about it, and the more people actually communicate it and post it and advertise it, the more attention we can draw back to the sport, right?
Of course.
Both teams are looking for that early goal, but patience is key right now.
I also noticed too that whenever the other teams come to play on the grass, they tend to struggle a little bit in terms of the pace of the ball. The grass is a little heavier than the carpet. The ball moves much faster on the carpet, but teams like here got to get used to playing on grass and knowing what kind of weight to put on the passes when you're making passes, so you can ball quicker. And create more chances to score goals, because creating chances to score goals is what brings excitement to football. At the end of the day, that's what's going to win the game, goals. So you got to create chances and force the goalkeepers to make saves and the defenders to make tackles.
What the famous phrase you used to say? Failure to shoot is what?
The only thing wrong with shooting is failing to shoot.
Failing to shoot.
Yeah, it's the only thing wrong with it. That is something that I noticed I was missing too, compared to some of the strikers we had back in the days, who weren't afraid to shoot the ball from outside the box. So very few players in the game today that has the shooting power to shoot from outside the 18-yard box. But it also that comes down to training, how much you train it, or they train with a scrimmage mentality where I have to work the ball right to the goal to put it in. But look at the size of the goal; it is actually 8 feet high, 8 yards wide. So that's a pretty huge target. So why do we have to wait until we get right by it to take a shot at it? The goalkeeper can only cover so much of the goal; he can't cover the whole thing. So I've seen great goalkeepers get beat by shots from outside the box on a regular basis.
First ball, up! Use the midfield. Well done. Second ball. Go guns. Go guns, go guns, go guns. Time.
At this stage of the game, the players are still playing like they're trying to feel out each other, but they
Oh, good opportunity from 3-4-5. Unlucky. Excellent save from Albertini Holdness.
Yes, that was a good build up from the 3-4-5 team. They were unfortunate not to capitalize on that chance. But again, that's what I was talking about a while ago, creating the chances. So you read that brought a little excitement to the game. You know. Get that ball in the box. Force the goalie to make the save. That's football. It's not every opportunity going to be scored, but you got to create them and that create excitement.
So Albertini Holdness tonight shows why he's the #1 goalkeeper in the Premiership right now. That was an awesome save from a point-blank range, right? 9 times out of 10, that's a goal for a lot of players or against a lot of goalkeepers.
Yes, you know, that is the thing about your goalie. He's the last man in the defense. He's the last defender. So whenever everybody else is beaten, you look for him to come out big, and opportunity just did that.
3-4. Tigers FC has been awarded a free kick outside of the 18. Let's see what Tigers is going to do with this. Gonzalo McLaughlin Jr., the engine of Tigers, I would say. Coach Gill, another one of your students from back in the days.
Yes, and Gonzalo has a really good kick. He has good technique. He's one of those players who can shoot a long range shot. And it looks like that's what he's about to try. So let's see.
Good hit from Gonzalo. Oh, yeah. What an excellent save from another goalkeeper.
That's exactly what I was talking about. That long range shot from outside the 18 and forcing the goalie to pull off a save. That created some excitement in the game. Awesome.
Yeah, there's players like Gonzalo too, like we'd like to see in the national program. But there are key players that haven't really spent too much time in the senior program.
Yeah, well, hopefully in the near future, all the differences that some of our key players can be worked out, and we can get more depth into our national program and to go to the next level, or to try to reach to the next level. We must always want to go one step up. Even if it's just one step, that's fine. We'll have to go right to the top, but make a step to the next level is the key to anything.
Corner by Tigers. Good opportunity, good try. Tigers still remain control inside the 3-4's by box. Unlucky. Coach Gill, you speak about the progression of the national program. The national team, or Cayman Islands, is now progressed from Group C in the Nations League now to Group B. So the competition is going to step up another level. So it's just right that the competition steps up in the national program also, right?
Yeah, well you must have a plan, and the plan must always be to improve.
Yes, well done, Jamar. Well done, Jamar. That's it now.
So Coach Gill, what is evidence tonight is the microphones around the field is allowing us to hear the talk of the players in action.
Guys, shape again.
And even the coaches, giving the instructions and stuff, you can hear that. That's closeness. That's one of the beautiful.
First ball.
The closeness that we can create, that warm atmosphere to be close to each other, even to the players in the field.
It makes you feel like you're actually at the game when you can hear the action that close, all right? What a ball, unlucky. It looks like both teams are starting to open up a little bit now, Coach Gilbert. They're attacking.
No, they have to, because somebody got it. Somebody got to try to get a goal, because that's the ultimate at the end of the day. And it's good to see both teams create chances. So far, we have had a couple of chances created by both sides.
He's coming.
A cup final.
Line. Very good.
Coach Gill, when you talk about famous players and key players, you think about the Lionel Messi's for Argentina, the Ronaldo's for Portugal, the Neymars for Brazil. Or you go to clubs and you think of the Mbappe for Real, the Yamal for Barcelona. 3-4-5 not having Jonah tonight, you can see the evidence of that leadership on the field is kind of missing, right?
Not just the leadership, but the outstanding player. The outstanding player who can do something or create something at any given time. And that is something that Jonah brings to the game. That being that outstanding player. The 3-4-5 also has a player named Jagger. He's pretty good too, but it looks like he's lost without Jonah.
Sebastian Martinez is looking like he's trying to carry the load also in the absence. He's on the ball a lot tonight. He had a good opportunity just now. Made a good cross in the box, but there was no one actually following up on that cross. Sebastian also is a key player for 345. There's also a national team player that has played in the professional atmosphere in Swindon Town at a young age. Went off to school and returned back home now, and is now playing the trade with 345.
Yeah, Sebastian was always a good technical player, but in his maturity, he could show his class a little more. He could really step up and put in a little more work rate, because players like that, you want to get the fans coming back out to see, but then for them to draw the fans out, they also got to lift their game.
Kayla Miller is on the ball, makes an attempt down the wing. Beautiful 1-2 between Kalen and Gonzalo. An awesome shot by Kalen, but just over the bar. Good opportunity. Tigers is starting to wake up.
Yeah, but you see, that's good that we're getting these spurts of good build-up play by both teams, and that says a lot for both teams. That is in the finals tonight. I suppose that's one of the reasons why they are here. Because I know they had to go through a knockout stage to get to this final stage. So I know they probably had some tough games playing against some of the better teams in the league.
So, Coach, I'm glad you mentioned that. If we can speak to how the teams got here, Tigers end up playing Scholars, and I think the Tigers was victorious on the penalty shootout against Scholars.
Yes, I think a couple of semi-final games went down to penalties. A few of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Both of the semi-final games.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Because even the 3-4-5 Barton Town game, that was an
penalties. Yeah.
But I heard that was an exciting game because 3-4-5 was leading after 3-0. And Barton Town came back and actually equalized on the dying minute of the game. Unfortunate, some events happened at the end of the game, and
it wasn't too good in Barton Town's favor.
It wasn't too good in Barton Town's favor. But put it this way, Coach Gill, if you're in the final, you deserve to be in the final.
Yeah. They didn't get here by a bye. They got here by playing together. Again, what I'm saying, the 3-4-5 team is passing the ball around good, but the overloading from their defenders is slow. So that's how they lost possession of the ball right there in the midfield, because the guy was looking for support and no one was there, so he ended up giving the ball away, because he was like in no man's land.
3-4-5 makes an attempt again going forward.
I think it's because they
no call.
I think it's because they're being conservative and not want to open up at the back. I think that's probably why they're not coming out from the back so fast. They're taking their time. But to be honest, they should be in better condition. I think this is the cup final.
And it's also the last game of the season for them, right? They've gone through a full season of football.
Yeah, and like I said, there's been a couple of weeks now since that they knew that they were playing in this cup final tonight. So one of the things that they should have been working on was their endurance, to be able to do a lot of running.
So, Coach, speaking about Scholars FC, the Scholars FC is about to travel to Trinidad to represent the Cayman Islands in the CFU Shield competition.
Yes. Yes. Scholars as again has been the team who always qualified mostly for the CFU competition, Cup Shield or whatever it is they call it, and when they go there, they'll be not just representing Scholars International, but they'll also be representing the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, Scholars has been dominant in the league. 4 years straight, Scholars won the Premiership and has gone to the CFU Shield. Now Elite Sports Club has dethroned them. So next year it'll be Elite's turn to go to the CFU Shield.
Yeah, that's good for football. Good to see another team sometimes. Not just the same team all the time. No disrespect to Scholars, but it's always good to have a little spice and get something different. Another team playing.
Yeah, the race for the Premiership started off. I would say it was exciting. The newcomers, Tigers, to the Premiership actually started off the season with a bang. I mean, I think they dropped a number of points with a number of draws that really hurt them this season. That maybe 1 or 2 goals in their favor, they would have been higher up in the table and be able to compete more with an elite sports club.
Well, like I say, they were building. They were actually building something new. Was good to them to bring back these guys together. Most were played together a couple of years back, but they were going through that building stage. So that was inevitable for them to lose a couple points that they probably could have won, and going through that building stage. But we have gelled well, and they're in the cup final, so that says a lot for the work that it has been put in.
And to think about it, 345 just missed out of being that team that represents Cayman next week in Trinidad, because they lost the Premiership to Scholars on goal difference. Because both teams tied on points at the end of last season.
Last season, yes. It was goal difference that decided.
I think that was the last game of the season too, 345 against Scholars, actually, to determine who the winner of the league was. I think that was a final day determination.
And it's good when sometimes it can go right down to the end to decide who the championship team. But sometimes if you know early in the season that who is the champions, it kind of takes the spice up of the competition.
Yeah, it's always good when you see that race to the end. We've saw it in a number of the big leagues.
And there was a couple of teams that also were fighting for that top spot, because the academy team was up there. Like I said, 345. And Tigers, they were knocking on the door also. So it's pretty exciting.
Even the Bordentown team was doing good at a moment also.
Bordentown is always a good team, but they just lack a little inconsistency. But like them and a few other teams in the Premiership, just not consistent. So that's the same thing like talking about the Tigers, losing some crucial points in a way you could have won, but that's football.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the game, right? The ball is round, anything can happen.
Hey, right. Anticipate.
And everybody, we have a treat with you right now. We have the second vice president of the Cayman Football Association, Dean Brandon. Ian, come and say 2 words to the fans out there, man. Dean's a little shy tonight. Coach Gill, looks like the crowd is starting to come into the stadium a little bit.
Yeah, but football over the world, some fans shows up at the game late. Not that they weren't coming, but maybe they had other things to do, or they were just taking their time. So getting a little crowd build up, that's good. That's good. It's not got the live coverage, but also you got people coming in actually to sit down and watch the match. A goal could do wonders for this game. If not, it could get a little stale and a little boring. because
Hey, Mark!
both teams are kind of like comfortable because no goals are scored. So by being in that situation, they can just get complacent in this, just
Well done, well done. You can't pass to Kaylan.
Young
just,
Jaggers.
just relax and not really pushing hard. But like I said, one goal could change that.
Well done, Faja.
3-4-5 makes an attempt
Hey,
again.
go, go,
Tigers,
go.
but Albertini Holdness comes up big again. It's a counter-attacking move going forward. But young Rogelio Wright is there to cover. That's another one that we'd like to see back in the national program.
Tight again, Faja.
Definitely.
Albertini also.
Well, the thing is, like I said, players with outstanding performance during the season should be called back into the national team training whenever they resume training. And that's one of the good reasons to have a technical committee that could watch the games, and just like they do in the West Indies cricket, they have selectors, and
3-4-5 makes an attempt at goal.
They don't make the final selection, but they can recommend that the player get a look at from the national coach. But also, again, the national coach himself should be observing the players playing, and he should be able to say, I want to see that player doing better as a camp or whatever they're having for their preparation.
Change up, start up. Watch it. Go cross, hard.
I must say though that the 3-4-5 team still have a better passing game than most of the teams in the league. They move the ball around pretty good. That is something that you need to see more, not just 3-4-5 team, but the other teams too. Keeping possession of the ball, moving it around.
Just to have that confidence on the ball, right?
Yeah. And you see again, you have a guy individually dribbling through, but the rest of his teammates, most of them is watching him.
No one making runs off
Yes,
the ball.
because even I don't know if there's number 82, is that Sebastian?
Yes.
And Sebastian stood up. He was going there. He could have gone. He could have gone down that flank and make a decision, because no one could have tracked him, because he would have been wide open. But he stood up. He didn't run.
Because that was a brilliant run by Romario Dixon.
Yeah, and he could have called him. He could have made the run, and that could have probably triggered him to make that crucial pass, because he drew like 3-4 men to him. But because he didn't have that support run from his teammates off the ball, he was trying to go on by himself. But he drew the foul, and they got a free kick from it.
Yeah, sometimes when you look at free kicks, the decision making of the free kick taker sometimes doesn't produce a fruit for that labor, right? All that hard work you put in to earn that free kick.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, sometimes the free kick might just be something the individual player tries, or it could be something that the team rehearsed. There was a rehearsal done on it. You tend to see more success from free kicks, free kicks that was rehearsed by the team during their training.
Yeah. You think of free kicks, I go back to the great Carlos Welcome. When Carlos walked to kick a free kick, the wall had to pray that they didn't get subbed. If you know what I mean by that, when Carlos hits the ball, you tend to clear out of the way.
Yeah, like I say, we got a player on our team. He's young, Shamir Seymour, who has a good kick like that, but sometimes doubt himself whether he should kick the ball or not. But when he do get it good, he kind of reminds us of Carlos.
He did what most of the Honduras players couldn't do. He scored a free kick on Deshaun Whitaker.
Hustle. See, go now. Hustle, go, Kayla, go. That's it, finish.
Tigers makes a good attempt at goal. Good shot. Good save by 345's goalkeeper.
That was an excellent build-up by the Tigers team. But you must give kudos to the goalie. You know, he stood his ground, and you know, but the ball was kind of basically hit straight at him. But still, it was a good shot and a good save.
Most definitely. I can tell you, for someone that spent a little bit of time in goal, balls coming that fast at you, right? It's not always easy to stop, even though they're coming directly at you.
Goalkeeping is not easy. That's why it's not too many players wants to be the goalie. So when you get a player who's willing to be the goalie, you got to give him credit.
Tigers make a run down the right-hand side. Crosses the ball in the box. It's an attempt.
There was another great build-up again from the Tigers team, and that's what this game needs more. You know, more build-up plays like that, moving the ball quicker. You know, faster. You know, the players were actually showing into the holes to get the passes, and then you know they moved the ball well. That's excellent.
But what we have seen so far tonight, Coach, that almost every opportunity that end up on a shot on goal has been a ball down the wing and cross back into the box. At least 9 out of 10 of the opportunities have been balls that are crossed in from the wide play to inside the middle.
Yeah, it's 26 to 36%.
Good try by Sebastian Martinez.
Of goals are scored from crosses. Here again, we're getting the end-to-end action. You know, both teams, you know, attacking each other's goal. You know, like I said, one goal could spark the game up. Because once one team go down a goal, you know, they're gonna fight to get back the equalizer, or they throw in the towel and concede the second goal.
Yellow card issued to a Tigers player.
It was just a little aggressive tackle, nothing to make a big thing about. But the right decision was made by the referee to control the game and not let it get out of hand, because that was just a little over aggressive tackle. But
Coach Gill, when you look at that play, 3-4-5 won the ball, and instead of making that counter attack when Tigers was all in their half of the field, they slowed the ball down and made Tigers come back and create that tackle, right? Those are opportunities that you miss, right?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you know, maybe they weren't aware of it. You know, sometimes we looking at it from the outside. Sometimes we can see it better than them. You know, so but they just didn't realize that they had the opportunity to counter attack quicker.
And no one's tackling me and you.
No. Yeah, no pressure.
Ready or no?
But I must say, both teams are playing pretty good football. They and both teams at the moment is pretty much balanced. You know, I'm not seeing one team stamp the full authority on the game as yet. But as it go along, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you could say possession is almost even, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, the score 2 also shows that the game is pretty much even, and the way both teams are playing, it's pretty much even game. But to be honest, the defenders on both sides is playing pretty well, and it's going to be difficult, looks like, to score a goal. Maybe later on in the second half, when the teams are beginning to get fatigued, you know, mistakes might be made. But so far, it doesn't look.
3-4-5 makes an attempt, has a chance in front of goal.
But again, if you look at the pressure, even though they create the chance, the pressure from the
Defending team.
the Tigers defense, to press the ball and not allow them to play, was excellent.
Yeah, not giving the
So
3, 4,
that's-
5
yeah.
players
So
opportunity to turn.
There again, like I said, when you get in that press, you got to move the ball quicker, and you got to know where to move the ball from that press. Sometimes the individual player is just playing with his head down, because if he's drawing 3 and 4 men to him, somebody on this team got to be free. But because he's playing with his head down, he don't see the passes.
And Coach Gill too, when you're in the 18-yard box, you don't look for a pass as a striker. There's a reason they call you a striker.
Well, anyway, around the 18-yard box should be a shot. If you don't have a clear shot, I can understand, but I've seen players touch the ball 2 and 3 times inside the box and still won't shoot.
Get that gate ready.
That is one of the reasons I used to admire Aguero
Joy, get ready quick.
from Man City, Argentina. He was so daily inside the box. Once he get inside the box, he was always looking to shoot on goal.
Coach Gill, you talk about Aguero. Let's go close to home. I remember the one and only Gary Whitaker, the Wiz, right? You get him inside the 18, you were writing his name down on the score sheet.
Yeah, most of the time, It's like in 1995 when we went to play against Trinidad here at the Truman Buttons complex. A gentleman asked me what I think about the game, and I told him I don't know what the rest of the team is going to do, but I know one for sure. If Trinidad don't defenders don't play well, that Gary will score, and in 10-15 minutes he had 2 goals on Trinidad. Sadly, we came out and lost that game by a big score because the defense fell apart afterwards. But Gary Whitaker did his job. He scored 2 beautiful goals against Trinidad.
That was the only 2 goals that came out scored in that game too, right?
Yeah, because I think the final score was 9-2 or something
Yeah.
like that. But again, we fell apart in defense. A lot of times teams fall apart in defenses when 1 goal or 2 goals score, and players start blaming each other and pointing fingers, standing up and watching the other one and pointing the finger at the other one, and instead of continue working. And if you break down like that, it's easy to get poor and go on you. Yeah. And we have seen that happen even at the highest level, not just in the local football, but at the highest level we've seen teams that beat 7 and 8 when they fall apart in defense. Even to the great Brazil team, in the World Cup at home, fell apart in defense, and Germany scored 7 goals on them. But not that Brazil didn't have a good team; they just lost their defensive organization.
Good shot. Oh, sorry, player got hit in the head.
There again, Chico. Even though the defender might have been hurt from the shot, but there again, there was a player ambitious enough to hit a shot on a caliber goalkeeper like Albertini from 25 yards out, and that was a good kick.
Yeah, it was a strong kick from Romario Dixon, but the player that it hit square in the head. Hopefully he's okay. That is something you mentioned a lot about, Coach Gill, the whole sports medicine, right? And we have an amateur league, but we still have players that are human, right? That go through injuries.
No matter what the league is, injuries should always be something you take serious. And it's good to have the personnel expertise, know how to deal with it, and how to deal with when players pick up serious injuries, because it could be a matter of life and death. Because we have seen players lose their lives in not just football but other sports. They didn't get proper attention and succumb from their injuries. Don't happen frequently, but it does happen.
Yes, keep tight, see, man. You can't lose the structure.
There again, the coach is talking to his team about keeping their shape, staying organized, and losing it, like I say, because as the game go on, fatigue starting to set in. That's possible.
Oh shit, boss.
Well, it's good to see the players up, Coach Gill. He's sitting upright, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So when you think of the whole sports medicine, it's a call for amateur league that most clubs can't afford to pay a staff. So you seek volunteers, right? And I know with any profession, especially with medicine, what doctors do or nurses do, they call it a practice. So the more they do it, the better they become at it. So I'm calling, or we're putting it out there to you guys now that any sports medicine people that are looking for additional volunteer work or training or assistance, reach out to the association. I know there's a lot of clubs that would love to have someone volunteer their time during their games, because I know a number of times that we're the ones that run onto the field, but we really don't have the experience more than to communicate with the player and ask them how they're feeling, right?
Yes, and with sports medicine, there's special assistance from someone, even a doctor or a nurse or a qualified physio. They don't have to work with one specific team. They just have to cover the games, because, like when we go to the tournaments in the States, all the tournaments that we've been to, it's always an athletic trainer on base who covers the whole tournament. Whatever injury happened to, and the player, they cover all the games, and that is something that we won't have to have like 300 personnel doing sports medicine. 10 people could cover the season by just sharing it. Maybe 1 week it's one person and another week it's another person.
Coach Gill, if you look at CPR training, when you think of companies that do CPR training for their staff, it's not necessarily for you to be the person that puts on the CPR, but it's for you to actually understand how to do it, right? So even the sports medicine, even coming in and just giving the teams some assistance and what they should be looking for, right? So you know when to have to call a 911 and when to take a player off, right?
Correct. They can do things, workshops like that, but they can meet with the teams, whether it's in a training session or a special session that could be created for that, and by showing the players a little CPR, they could probably give some until expertise comes or something. That's when you look back at when Miss Christina Bramwell worked with us. We were talking about getting all the boys massage, and she said that she could cover the massage for everybody by having the players helping massage themselves, and she paired up all the boys, and they were working each other, certain parts of the body like the back and the shoulders and things that maybe you can't reach. Other teammates could help sometimes too, but we got to train people. There's nothing wrong with touching each other, as long as it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
So. Because when you go to do a massage, someone is going to touch you.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be a man or a woman, you can't get a massage without being touched. So we got to get people used to that kind of stuff. Because the culture, again, we have
3, 4, 5 is in the box again.
Yeah.
The Tigers closing him down. Oh, the ref. The ref let that play. Hold on, there's an incident on the field.
Yo! Get the air now. You're right, the air now.
Chico, again, sometimes these things happen, but it's not nothing to make a big thing out of. I tell you, to be honest with you, there's no reason to mash the game up, by fighting over something stupid. When I say stupid, I mean like it's no reason to turn something which was just two players trying to get to the ball into a stupid fight. That don't make no sense. That's another thing that sometimes drive the people away from the game and don't want them to come and work, because if players are just going to be fighting each other, fighting because someone tackled him or somebody tripped them up, if we're going to run to fight like that, we're going to drive the fans away. People are not going to want to come to watch football. If they want to see a fight, they go watch a boxing match.
Most definitely.
I mean, when I say fight, I mean like actually just throwing physical blows because of a trip up or a tackle.
Lauren, let me see if I can speak to one of the. Lauren. So I'm here with one of the 345 players and executive members. What do you think about the game so far?
The Tigers, man.
Tigers, sorry, my bad.
But looking good, man. Both teams had quite a few chances, so it's looking like it's going to be a good finish. So let's see how it goes. I mean, the Tigers be looking for the win, so.
Yeah, I know you're long overdue for a cup win.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we had the promotion last year, but it's 3 finals, so we got to make sure that the third time's the charm.
Okay. Well, best of luck to you guys, eh?
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So it's halftime now, and the score is still 0-0. Both teams are trying hard to get this goal. Tempers are starting to flare, but is expected in the cup final. If Tempers wasn't there, then we wouldn't say that we were having an action tonight.
All right, and what is good is that when that happened, that you see other teammates and people responding and stop it from escalating instead of jumping in and joining in and then messing it all up. That was good. It was nothing to make a big thing over. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes some of the little tackles that these guys get is very soft, so there's no need for them to jump up and arc up for it. Because in my days, we got harder tackles than what I see happening out there. Those tackles I see happening out there is soft compared to what I used to get when I was playing. Because I had to deal with guys like Paul Hudson, Lloyd Ramone, Donna McField, Peter Pat, Gerald Rankin, Bud Gordon. They were tough defenders. Man. The way these guys hit here is off compared to some of those tackles used to get from those guys in those days.
That's like even when you think of
they're tough guys, scholars like Ralph Williams, down in the defense. It was a tough guy to get past, very, very tough. Even Coach Elbert, people might underestimate his size right now, but when he was in his prime, he was a very tough defender to get past because he was in very good condition.
But I can give a story about the current national team coach, Colin Rowe. I remember I was at a national team training when he was playing for Cayman, and Bobby from Bordentown. I can't remember what Bobby's last name is. Webster. And Coach Fogarty at the time said to Bobby that he must run across Colin, and he must push the ball around the line. And Bobby ran down the line one time, and Dougie told Romy, that was his strike defensive partner, send him line. And when Colin went across, he hit him straight into the billboard. And Bobby got up and said, "Coach, man, what kind of thing was that?" And the coach said, "That part of football. Good hit, Dougie. Good hit, Dougie."
Well, like I say again, you don't want to go there to try to hurt people, but football is a body contact sport, and you got to tackle tough sometimes.
Well, we've been joined right now by the president. Let's see if he wants to say 2 words about the game so far.
Enjoying it. Hopefully we get a little bit more rhythm in the second half, and the players decide to feel it a little bit more. I think we're lacking a little bit of
In a goal.
and a goal. Absolutely, that's the joy of it.
Yeah.
But it's going well so far. Going well.
Mr. Whitaker, what I would say is the goalkeepers tonight, you can speak testament to that, right? The goalkeepers are doing an awesome job. I mean, both teams had some great opportunities that if it wasn't for a good goalkeeper in goal, we might have been 2 or 3 goals in the game right now.
Yes, that's the luxury of having good goalkeepers. Albertini, we all know about his quality. The goalkeeper from 345 is also a very good goalkeeper. That, from what I know, used to play in Division 1, I think, in Costa Rica. So those are the highlights of the first half.
Yeah.
Good goalkeeping, secure hands, serenity. That is, for me, it's always good to see.
Well, it's a good thing that I wasn't in goal, because I know if I was in goal, a couple of goals might have scored tonight.
Chico!
TV, right?
No, no.
No, I just wanted to know.
No. You can see yourself.
I'm not scared of it. I just wanted to know.
All right, we just had the president of the Football Association talk to us. Now we've been greeted with the first vice president, Mr. Mark Beckford. Is also the vice president of Scholars International Football Club that we mentioned earlier. That is going to represent the Cayman Islands in the CFU Shield, right? Shield Cup. Mark, you want to say 2 words about that?
Yes, we're excited. Thanks again for inviting me, Antoine. Very excited to represent the Cayman Islands as we have always done for the past 4 years. As you know, winning the Premier League makes us eligible to enter the Caribbean Shield, and this year is no exception. I would say unfortunately, but Elite will have the pleasure of doing so next year. But the guys are in good spirits. We had a training session today, and we have 2 more training sessions, and we leave on Thursday.
Correct me, you're going to Trinidad, right?
Correct. We're going to Trinidad, and this year will be 26 teams and 4 groups of 6 clubs. However, we won't be playing a round robin. We're using the Swiss format. So even though there are 6 teams in one group, we'll only play 2 matches, and then whoever has the most points or better goal difference will advance to the next round.
So it's almost kind of similar to how they did the new format for the Champions League, where you got groups, but then you want to play a certain amount of games. So the teams with the most points out of that group, out of the 2 games that you play, advance.
Correct.
Okay. Well, it's a little different than last year, because last year you only had 1 game. And
Yes, and it was a big outcry. Nobody wanted that format again. Obviously, the team that went straight to the final or semi-final, they had a good run, but the 1 game knockout didn't work well. The reason given was that it was oversubscribed to, and they wanted to accommodate everybody, and that's the best they could do. So this year was oversubscribed again, because normally there are only 20 teams, 26, and that's how they came up with the Swiss format in the group stage.
But it looks like the world is doing football overload with the Club World Cup, increasing the numbers in the Men's World Cup next year. And then I heard in 4 years after that, it's going to be even more. I hear they're looking to expand it to even more teams in the World Cup.
Well, I guess FIFA's motto is international football, and they want more countries to play football. So I guess they have to find a way to strike that balance.
And it's entertainment. People are looking for things to do during the summer and things to watch, right?
No country is complaining. You know, you put it to 60 countries, you're always gonna have participants, right? So, you know, put it to 60, we may end up being there too. So, right? Yeah. Who's gonna complain?
No, right? An opportunity is a good opportunity, right?
It's a good opportunity, definitely.
So, well, Mark, it's good talking with you, and Best Scholars the best of luck next week, or this week, right?
Yes, we leave Thursday.
All right, safe travels.
Thank you very much, and a pleasure.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Push.
Alright.
Yo. Push. Come on, fellas, possession.
All right, looks like the teams are back and ready to go. We're just waiting for the officials to start the game over. And the second half will be on this way. The score is still 0-0. No goal has scored, but the two goalkeepers are keeping the teams at bay. We wonder who's going to make the first mistake or the first brilliant move. Hopefully, there'll be a goal soon so the crowd can make some noise. So we got to get some excitement in the stadium tonight. All right, the game is on its way. The second half has started. Another 4 to 5 minutes is about to take place. Who will score the first goal? Who will become victorious? I want to give a special shout out now also to Cayman Waste for broadcasting this game to you guys tonight and reaching out to us to give us an opportunity to speak with you and join you for the night. Hopefully we can partnership with this venture and do a lot more coming next season, right?
Also again, it's good that football can be videoed, and coaches and players can look back at the games and look at their strength and their weaknesses and how they can improve. But sometimes, even when the coaches try to correct players, they resent it because they think they can see themselves playing, and this was good to have recordings.
Tigers making a break towards goal. Kalen Miller takes a shot. Oh, it's over the bar, but the linesman has called for offside. But the referee has brought it back for a free kick. It looks like he played the advantage earlier for a pull on the player. So Tigers is receiving a free kick outside of the 18. It's a good build up from Tigers though, Coach Gill.
Yes, it was.
You know, it's funny. I'm guilty of it sometimes. Right? We're all human. But if you watch players go to a referee and argue their case against the referee, I've never seen a referee change his mind.
The players can't. He wouldn't be a good referee if he allowed the players to make him change his mind. His mind, by the law, should only be changed on the advice of his assistant referees or full officials, but not by a player. Because if that was the case, players would always tell the referee to ref in their favor. They would always want the referee to make calls in their favor. So it's a good refereeing when you don't let players influence your decision.
So when we talk about the video assistant referee, the VAR, the VAR is mostly used just for penalties or goal corners or goals, right?
To be honest, I'm not sure exactly what I think is calls that the referee might have a little doubt about. It was kind of difficult to see a clear to make a clear decision. So I'm not sure exactly all of the things that VAR is allowed to cover, but I know it's normally in difficult situations where it's hard for the referee to make a decision. Even like it may be an offside or anything, it's kind of better naked eye to draw a line. So the VAR can draw the line and help the referee to make a crucial decision.
So it's more red card offenses, dangerous play, penalty decisions, goal scored.
I don't know if because I should say red cards or yellow card offenses. I think it's a crucial decision that has to be made, and it could be detrimental to a team that created something that, or even to a defending team that's being penalized for something that they shouldn't be penalized for. So then
Tigers has an opportunity in front of goal.
The referee will make the final decision when he review it. And we have seen it with VAR too, where the card has been reissued. Like for example, the referee might have issued a red, and then when he reviewed it, he found out that it was the one warrant a yellow. We have seen that, so sometimes it helps like that.
Yeah.
Sadly, that our football has not reached that stage to have that, of VAR and stuff like that, because that's again costs a lot more work and.
It's a heavy investment too, right?
Yeah, but
referee let
it
that
don't
one
sound
slide.
it don't sound bad, Chico.
It don't sound bad.
Yeah,
It don't sound bad.
That's how it sounds sometimes. But if it was bad, they wouldn't be running off.
3-4 has an opportunity at goal. Too easy for Albertini. Too easy for Albertini Holdings. Oh, sorry, unlucky.
Hey. Gary! Get Alec yourself.
3-4-5 players down. You know, if his slip is a bad fall.
The defender was a little over aggressive, challenging from behind, but the player made a little meal of it too. So sometimes you don't know whether they're playing possum or trying to force the referee to make a decision, just putting on an act, because a lot of times players they make believe that they're hurt bad, trying to get the referee to influence the referee. And you can tell what he's going to do afterwards. He's down there like he's about to die, but we'll know in the next couple of seconds whether he's going to jump up and go running all over the field. So sometimes it's better if he just got up and just play, because if it's that bad, he might need to be substituted.
But it also speaks to the right equipment, Coach Gill. When you play in a grass field that's been soaked by the rain, the right footwear also plays a big part in your footing on the field also, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Sometimes people just buy a shoe because they like it, It is the proper equipment for the turf that you're playing on. See exactly what I was telling you about the player. He got this leg, but he's up now. He's sprinting. Nothing wrong with it. He's a possum.
Good shot.
The time, maybe he was catching some breath. I don't know if he was trying to give his team a chance to breathe, or he was getting the opportunity to breathe. But like I said, the tackle, it seemed like it was bad. It wasn't that bad, and he jumped up now and he's sprinting and running again.
Coach Gill, they haven't seen bad tackles yet. They got to watch American football.
Yeah. But again, people need to understand also that football is about a contact sport, and you're allowed to bounce people around, but at the same time, you still want to play fair.
Yeah.
It's always nice to play the game fair and not try they're trying to hurt people. I don't. For me, that's not good football. When you're actually playing the person and not the ball. Especially here, amateur players, they have to work. They got jobs, that they got to go to. So for someone to be charging into you from behind with no care about your well-being is not good. But the referee's doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah. Tigers has a corner. Has an opportunity in goal. Ball's on the ground.
Yes. Sorry. Go on, touch one. Take him on. Stop 3-4-5.
What a beautiful one too going on.
Oh, yes.
Tigers is going on the line now. Will he cross it? He's crossed it into the box. No one attacked it. Good clearance by the defender.
I say, 1-2 combinations is something that is so beautiful in football, and it would be so nice if you could see more players executing the 1-2 combination. And it is so effective. It has 3 names. It's called the 1-2, the give and go, or the wall pass.
Coach Gill, when you look back at the recent Club World Cup, so right now we're looking for a Cole Palmer. Someone is going to be ice cold tonight.
Yeah, but like I said, that player who's going to step up and take charge of the game. I haven't seen that yet on either side. Because we were mentioning like the Sebastian and thing about ago, and then you got one two good players on the Tigers team too, but neither one have stepped up to really take and charge of the team so far.
Yeah,
It's a balanced game right through and through, from both sides. But like we were talking about the Juna E-Banks, the Juna E-Banks that could make a difference. That's the player that we're looking for.
Also, there's another Simo. Is another key player for 3-4-5 that's missing tonight in the midfield.
Who's that?
The Italian guy. He usually orchestrates a lot of the plays for 3-4-5.
Yes. Sorry, boy. Sorry. Carry it now, Rogelio.
Coach Gill, speaking back to that Club World Cup game, if you look at the 2 goals that Cole Palmer scored, they're not extravagant shots on goal. It's technique, right?
Yeah.
Composure, right?
Yeah.
Confidence.
That's something that like you see you would get from a player like Jonah. The technical finish. A ball by not just kicking it at the goal by placing it in the goal.
Another opportunity by Tigers. Good goal. Oh, did it score?
No,
It hit the post?
Hit the crossbar.
Oh, what an opportunity by Tigers FC. It was a shot on goal, a wide open goal, but the crossbar save.
See again, Jiggle, we were just talking about that. He went for power instead of technique. And that's like that was coincident that we were talking about. And here he got a golden opportunity with the keeper at his mercy, and instead of just placing it in the goal like a Paul Palmer, he just blasted the ball and then came off the crossbar. Remind me of our player who got the opportunity in the Vice President Cup final to win the game and right on the 6-yard and scooped it over the top. By not going for technique, he went for power.
Don't forget up in the middle. Why are we allowing it to bounce? You want up to me? Come on, be careful. Kevin.
A lot of times both teams are just doing individual plays. The team connection is not there, right?
Well, you got to know when, where, and how. When you're going to go individual, when you should stick to team play. Sometimes players choose individuality when they should have gone for team play. So it's when, where, and how you do it.
Don't make it comfortable. Come, don't make it comfortable. That's it. Come on, level. All right. Man on it. Don't make it turn, man. Yes. Two. You're not safe, Give. Easy. Level. Break out. Come on. Level. Break out. Hey. Drop. Lam, yes. Time, man. Well done. Press! Go now. Go, Kalen.
A great attempt over the top for Tigers. The goalkeeper for 345 did a great job by coming out and stopping that play.
There again, there's another sign of a good goalkeeper who anticipated the move and got out to the ball before his other defenders did. At the rate it is going, it looks like we might face overtime.
Yeah, so I just got a confirmation. If it's still tied at the end of 90 minutes or in injury time, there will be extra time before it goes to a penalty shootout. So that would be two 15-minute halves by each team. And if it's still tied at the end of that, then it will be 5 kickers from each team to determine who is the overall winner. If it's not decided at the end of those 5 kicks, it will go to a sudden death round. Maybe what we started off talking about, our Martini holders might have to come up and save the day again.
Or score the winning penalty.
A good attempt now by 345. Good save by Albertini Holness. Oh.
There again, and the individuality from the forward from 345 was poor decision. And he made a very poor decision to try to beat the goalie on the near post, having two or three supporting teammates cutting down the middle. So there we go again. He was not thinking.
Disrespecting the Albertini holders on the near post.
But that's what we always refer to that when you disrespect the goalie and you try to score him on his near post. But again, not even say disrespecting the goalie alone, but again making good decisions to score a goal.
Looking for individual glory instead of team glory.
Yeah.
Five is making a good possession right now. Sorry, they lost it, but it was 5 or 6 passes without.
If we didn't have a live coverage by the TV, but the people actually was watching what's happening, I could give them a radio commentary, where I could give them the commentary and make them see a picture by just hearing.
Yeah, so
I used to hang out with a couple of friends, who was very good on the radio, who could commentate good, like Tony Pars. When he came up from Jamaica, that's why he was a radio disc jockey and stuff like that. And you could commentate the game, like when you listen to commentary in South America, you hear the commentators. They talk the game just like how it's playing.
Well, let's see if tonight I get to do the Spanish, the goal.
Oh,
the long drawn out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you just got to take a deep breath first.
Yeah. That's the excitement about watching those Latin commentators when the play starts to build up and the excitement starts to draw. You don't want to be going to the bathroom when he started going. You're trying to decide if you're going to the bathroom or you're running back to the TV.
So far, no team has made a substitute.
Until now. Looks like 345 is going to make a sub. Nicholas Chung looks like he's going to be entering the game.
I'm
No.
not. Well,
Now one there, yo.
they
Now one right at the
look
igloo.
like they're getting ready to
Yo,
do so.
no, now one there, sit there.
Right
Stand
now,
up.
so
At the igloo.
but I'm not
No,
sure.
no one,
I
no
see
one,
the
nobody else,
full
you grow,
official.
small water.
It looks like she's fixing the number, so it's possible that a sub could be made. So. Yes, and as you mentioned, Antoine, Nicholas Chung is really coming on for 3-4-5. Nicholas is a very talented player, and lack confidence at times, but he's beginning to mature, and he's reaching that adult age where he's not afraid to play.
You're not subbing me, right? He's a no, I'm full of energy. I don't need a sub. Warming up. Gary, I don't need a sub, I promise. I'm full of energy. Leave me.
The players are not, haven't been told that the fields is mic'd up, so they'll be listening back to this later on and realizing that they were talking to their coach and we all can hear.
Yeah, well, you see, because when you're not used to something, that's what happens. Because normally when you have some commentary on the game, even for the international games, they don't really put mics out there by the touchline, especially near to where the coaches are. But like I said, the sub must always be a tactical reason. You're making a sub. Substitutes should not be made just to give someone a game, unless you're winning the game comfortable and you want to give somebody a chance to play. But otherwise from that, a sub should not be made just to give someone a game. It should be tactical.
Huh?
The one thing I'm gonna say about Rogelio Wright, whenever I've watched Rogelio play, I've never seen him flustered or frustrated. He's always played the same motion, whether he's being aggressive or he's being passive. He never changed his attitude, right? It's always one motion the whole time, right?
And that is the class player that he is. That's why I would say that against Curacao in the 20 World Cup qualifiers, we should have dropped him to sweeper instead of putting Ian, because Ian was nervous, and not that Ian wasn't a good player. Ian is a good player, but because it was his first international game, he was a little nervous.
Good attempt by Tigers FC. Square the ball in the box. Oh no.
There's Rogelio again.
Yep. Calm, cool, and collected.
He reminding us of a Franz Beckenbauer.
Yep. One of the differences is you'll see Rogelio, but you won't hear him.
Well, his action speaks louder than his words.
Yeah.
When you get a player playing like that, you don't need him to say anything. Just let him play. To watch these players again, that's why the people from the Compass and stuff, you don't see that coverage anymore where they would have a shot or that defender who was good in the game, or that striker or that goalkeeper, you hardly see that anymore. So those days we could pick up the newspaper and look at an article and say, oh wow, that was Liverpool Moon, or that was JC Connor, or Renard Moxham, or whatever, and be that way people get to identify too who players are. But the coverage from the Compass on football is not as good as it used to be. And the articles that used to be written, it was like the person could read it and they would come like they actually watch the gameplay.
Yeah, I've said that with the reintroduction of Compass TV, good opportunity by 345. Is there in the box? Good defense by Tigers. Yeah, I would say with the introduction back of Compass TV, you got to look at the new generation of reporters, right? At the end of the day, who is in school that wants to be a reporter, who wants to go in that field of work? How do you start to get those college students or high school students introduced into the media world, right? And to me, I think it's by doing sporting events like this.
Yeah. But and the thing is, we see some young aspiring journalists for the Compass and thing, right? But like you say again, you have to run for the future also. So you need to start to educate them that is a profession that you could go to school for. Journalism all over the world is a big job.
Oh yes.
Everybody that watch TV should know that.
Water.
Yes.
Sabra come up. Say he wants up. Jalen. Trade.
You coming off?
No. Seb asked for sub.
You want sub now?
You in there.
Michael, I'm not going to
Yeah, when you talk back at the Compass, I remember myself even as a kid playing youth football. The Compass used to do the articles on the youth games also. I remember still having a clipping, scoring a hat trick against Naya back in the day with my picture in the paper. And to me in high school, I felt like a celebrity going back to school with that clip out, right?
Yeah. The coverage from the Compass now is more like they wait for someone to call them to send a report to them more than they sending their reporter out to cover the games. You don't have to cover every game. I mean, Ron Chillingford was good. He never had a car, but he reached the most important games, and he covered them in the ones that he couldn't reach. He would ask you to give him a report on it, and he would put something into the Compass about it. I actually wrote a couple of articles for Ron Chillingford. And he just modified them a little bit, tweaked it, and put it out in the newspaper. Some of those articles on Chem Athletic winning the cup. Ron was in West Bay watching a match and we were playing at the Annex, so I actually wrote the article.
so you was the writer, he was the editor.
He was the editor, that's right. We had a good relationship, very good relationship. Ron was a good man. I mean, Ron is a good man.
So Coach, 345 just made a change in the back and took out you in number 37. Has been doing a great job in the back with Rogelio. I wonder if that's going to make a big difference in this game right now.
But I think he got hurt. That pass he made, tried to make across the field when the guy came in, and his legs caught into the guy on the follow through, and I think that's what caused him to come out of the game.
Good opportunity by 345, but brilliant save by Aratini again. That's the Nicholas Chung coming on, causing trouble already.
Yeah. You and I know that's kind of where Nicholas could be, and he, like I say, he has matured a lot since we knew him from that timid, young 15-year-old.
foul. No foul. We know.
So Coach Gill, right now we're looking at 10 minutes left in regular time. There wasn't too much stoppages in this half. So extra at the injury time shouldn't be that great, right?
Well, like I said earlier, the way the game is going, 50-50 from the beginning up until this stage. No team has actually stamped full authority on top of the game. But like I said, they both created chances. But the good goalkeeping, good defending, has prevented goals from scoring, which is part of the game. At the end of the day, you must give credit to the defender, not just to the guy who scored the goal. But if the defender can prevent him from scoring the goal, that is something to talk about. There again, Tigo, another good young player in Richard Ford. Richard, he's on top of the 18, and he has a good kick, but yet he passed up the responsibility to give the ball to the striker. To be ambitious and to try that shot from there. That shows that he has lacked confidence.
Yeah.
One team Owen. Hey! Beyond that, a defender Owen. A defender beyond that.
Tigers make the run down the line. Outside for a goal kick.
Come again. Good work, Kaylan. Good work.
Each team is looking for someone that's going to give them a spark.
Guide. Yes. Again. Early. Press him. Come again, Kaylan. Justin.
I noticed a couple of the players that is playing for 3-4-5 used to play for Roma.
Yes.
Okay.
Alliance too.
Okay.
As you know, as the season started, Alliance FC dropped out, and a lot of players that was registered with Alliance actually moved on and played with other teams this season.
Okay.
Beer. Hey, Justin.
I think this is the time for Tigers to put a spark plug on their field. Someone like Oscar or Owen, right?
Well, the 3-4-5 has made a couple of stuff, putting some fresh legs. So, the Tigers coach look like he's about to put some fresh legs into the game, and because the other players they've really been doing a lot of running. So, and then not everybody's 100% fit. So, if you're tiring, then you need to put in somebody who can put a spark in the game.
As the coach, I've noticed Ewan that has come on for 3-4-5 has picked up the Ronaldo role, where he came off as a sub now and has turned into a coach assistant.
Well, no, he's not a coach assistant. He's one of the coaches.
Yeah,
he's actually a player coach. when I play for Club National as a player coach, I won the player of the match award many times because I had to lead by example.
Well done. Turn. Hurry.
Tigers about to make a sub to bring on Pierre Ordonez.
Yeah. Who's the number 7 player for the Tigers team? He's a good defender.
Alfonso Johnson.
He did a good job on that right back position.
It's a bold move by the coach of Tigers. They brought off Gonzalo McLaughlin.
Yeah, well, that's kind of surprising because I mean, Gonzo's very wide. Must be a tactical reason why he put up Gonzo. I don't know if he's hurt or exhausted. I don't know. But I don't see him limping, so maybe he's just tired. But it's kind of surprising to a player like Gonzo would be tired.
Guys, front up. No, we have to stay. Don't let the ball pull you.
It's only 3 minutes left in regular time, coach.
Well, like I said, my sixth sense always with the game, it looks like overtime. Unless somebody step up to the plate and find the back of the net.
Another player down for 3-4-5. Beautiful ball over the top for Tigers, but easily captured by the goalkeeper. Goes back to what you spoke about earlier, Coach, about culture. In other countries, the home fans or the fans for the teams will be cheering, try to egg their teams on now to motivate them to get this winning goal, right?
Yeah, and also the fans in other countries wear their team's colors. You know, here we dress in our Sunday best when we come to football. Even when the national team is playing. Some people just wear what they feel like putting on or dressing with. You know, if you don't have a Cayman shirt, you could put on a red shirt or whatever color they're playing in. You know, but again, like I said, that culture is not here. It's something that can be improved on with better club structure.
Yeah.
You know, so give the clubs able to organize themselves more and do more things with the fans more than just coming to play the game. You know, but have other things that can attract the fans out and you know, even like the teams themselves could have concession stands. You know, where they're selling their shirts. You know, when they're playing, and encouraging the fans to support. Once the fans know where the fund is going and if it's going towards the development of the game or the team, fans will support.
Oh. But speaking of that, even the advertising of the game, if you're going to put a flyer out there in reference of your club, wear yellow, support 345. Wear black, you supporting Tigers, right?
Yeah.
Like let your fans know what color you're going to be wearing.
Well, like I say, you shouldn't have to let the fans know, because if they're true fans, they should know what colors you wear. You know, if they're true fans. But I mean, if you're looking for new fans, then that's a different thing. But you got people. Yeah, if you got people who've been following your team and supporting your team over the years, they should know by now. Most all the teams have the same colors. They hardly changes, unless it's an away color or something like that. But the basic color is normally there.
Yeah, because Tigers has a orange kit also, and 345 actually has a black kit also.
Yeah. But like you say, your team always have a main color. Or let's put it like this: it should be a home and away colors.
Yeah.
You know? And then, I mean, you should know like for us, we're Brazilian fans, so we know that Brazil home colors is yellow and the away colors is blue.
Coach, right now we're in the 90th minute. So
yeah, I was hoping that our goal would have scored and we didn't have to go into overtime, but that's the way both teams were playing. That's how we look from the first half. And then again, going back to what we spoke about earlier on, having two good custodians at both ends of the field is making it not too easy for either one of the teams to score a goal. So whatever goal is set up must be executed well. You know.
The Tigers have the free kick. It could change that, coach, and it could end this game right now.
Well, like I said, you got to beat that goalie.
It's an okay shot, but
yeah, but you're not going to beat him with that.
No.
Unless he make a big fumble and at this stage, I don't see either one of the goalies making a fumble on a simple shot like that.
You're not gonna beat me with that kind of shot.
Also, again, the player who was kicking that ball need to know his range. You don't take a long range shot if you don't have a long range shot.
Yeah. Three, 4, 5 is making some good attempts towards the goal now.
But there again, that number 7 for Tigers at right back is doing an excellent job. Three, 4, 5 at the moment is taking the game to Tigers because now they're pushed high. They're already the center defenders is over the halfway line. They're actually overloaded. So they actually took the initiative at that stage to try to see if they could get the winner before overtime. But the Tigers' defense is being resilient and not giving up easy, not giving anything too easy.
Oh, what a beautiful turn. Oh, he still has it. 3, 4, 5 has it still. 3, 4, 5. Good defending by Tigers. Corner to 3, 4, 5.
There again, the 345 had a very good build up, but the Tigers defenders is not giving in too easy. They're really fighting like a tiger.
Oh yeah. The Tigers has taken off Kalen Miller to bring on Owen Ebanks. And it looks like 345 is taking off Jagger to bring on another young legs in Emery Ebanks.
Yes, I think that looks like Emery. I'm not sure. You have his number there. This is something that when you're doing commentary, you need to have a full team sheet with all the numbers and everything, so you can cover the players real good and give them the kudos where they deserve it.
Yes, hungry. Better than that fear. Come again.
Yeah, at the moment now, Antoine, Tigers is, 345 is stamping their authority on the game. While Tigers are most of them sitting back and look like they're playing for the overtime.
I can confirm that was Emery Cuevas Ebanks that just came on for Jagger.
What are we doing? Come on, man.
So 345 has made 3 subs and Tigers 2. No, Tigers 3 also.
Yeah, it was 3. Because, but the substitutes from 345 has contributed a little bit more to the game, to the dominance of the game by 345 than the Tigers subs. The Tigers subs coming like they're lost, like they're not. Yeah, they haven't stamped their dominance by coming on as fresh legs.
The President Cup. Who won the President Cup?
I recall.
Was that Academy?
I think so, yeah.
Academy played Elite, right?
Academy. I think it was Academy that won it. Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the 90 minutes, Coach Gill. Still 0-0.
Like I told you, I'm pretty good at predicting how these games will go when they see two teams playing the way that they were playing. It's pretty much even. No really outstanding player who stood up and took charge of the game. That if they give that goal, I think too from the standpoint of the 345, poor decision robbed them of the clear cut chances that they were creating. I I don't know how it would have went on the other end if the Tigers had got chances like that. But when it comes down to the final scoring of
You guys are not supposed to leave the field. You need to come back on the field.
Decision making.
Let me see if I can get a word from one of the 3-4-5 players.
Like you guys don't know nothing about football? We're not baller or what? We're not baller? I'm not scream. I won't know.
Retired one. Tired green one there.
Come on, guys. I look like I'm on the right now.
Tired green. That's one. What happened? Jay, you're so warm enough. You good? Sure. No, but one, I don't want to talk about Nick, aren't you a referee?
I'm not sure. So I communicate with you on the don't leave the field. What did I tell you not to leave the field?
Well, I'm here right now with Gonzalo McLaughlin Jr. Gonzalo, hard fought game so far. 90 minutes, 0-0. I know you came off. Not used to seeing you sitting on the bench, but you want to speak to what happened there?
Nah, I just got hit in my head really hard and started feeling dizzy. I blacked out, so they were like giving me 5 minutes, so that's the only time I had left.
So more like a tactical change than anything else? Yeah, but I know you're still rooting for your team to do well, right?
Yeah, of course. I have the confidence in them beating. It's a pretty hard fight. It's 3-5. They're really good as well, but we come out here to fight to win the same as them. So I pray we have a good game and a good fight as well as come out with a win.
I remember last year you said that you're not losing a cup final again. I remember you lost the cup final against Skulls last year. I know you're eager to win this one, right? So
yes,
if you could say something to your fans and your team, what would you say right now?
I would just say always keep your head up, no matter if you win or lose. Just know that God watching over you, and you can always reach your goals whenever you want. Just keep putting in the work.
Well, hopefully one day we'll see you on the national team, and we want to see Gonzalo McLaughlin representing your late father, right? It was a good friend of mine, and,
yes, sir,
and
yes,
like
sir.
I said, his loss is missed, and I know he's living through you, and you're a living legacy of what he has produced for Tigers, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So all the best, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Good
Yes,
luck.
sir. Thank you.
So right now we're going into overtime. The two teams finished the game 0-0. Romario, you want to give me 2 minutes? 1 minute? 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So we finally got a player from 3-4-5. Romario Dixon, talented young man, right? National team player. Romario, that was an awesome shot you took. I'm sorry that guy was in the way. The game has gone stalemate so far. What are your thoughts of overtime?
All we could do is continue to push forward and try to break their defense down. That's all I have to say right now. So.
What do you feel about penalties? All right, well, he's getting back in the game, looking for the win. Hopefully, someone will either win in extra time or we go to penalties. And excitement, two great goalkeepers. Hopefully, we'll see someone pull out a shave or even have the two goalkeepers do a kick also. So let's see what happens in extra time. So Coach Gill, 2 50-minute periods, must be a winner. Even if a goal is scored in the first half, you still got to play the second half, right?
Yeah, you have to play the full duration of the overtime. There is no golden goals anymore.
So we're in for another half an hour at the least.
Yes.
So as we got to there, Gonzalo, as we mentioned, not someone that you would see on the sub sheet, but tactical sub made for I guess a injury or thing on the field, so he had to come off to be replaced.
Well, I hope it was a tactical substitute by the coach and not one that he'll regret making later on. But sometimes you and I know from our experience, sometimes we make that sub and sometimes it's better if you didn't make it.
Goal! Tigers has capitalized on a mistake by 345, and Tigers has broken the deadlock, and Tigers have made a good attempt. A ball down the right hand side is swing over to the left, and it's an easy tap in goal. The 345 goalkeepers never stood a chance to save that. Awesome goal by Tigers. Tigers lead 1-0 in the first half of extra time.
But going back to what I said to you earlier on, Antoine, is about decision making and the decision by the player to cross the ball, and then the decision on the back post for the Tigers player to just side foot it instead of going for power. He just used technique and side footed it and finish it, and it takes a goal like that to beat a goalie of that quality.
And you clearly see
the game has gotten the goal that it needed. Let's see now if 345 has an answer to it.
The goal has also waken up the crowd.
Tigers. Yeah. Chico, a goal always put life in any date game. But I mean, I wouldn't say this game is a date game, but it has been pretty much evenly contested, and sad for 345 that they were dominate most of the possession, but now is a goal down.
Not great attempt by 345, but over the top. And the goal by Tigers, it was scored by the number 10, right? It was the number 10 that scored the goal, right?
I didn't get the number of the player that scored the goal.
I think it was number 10, Neville Henry, that scored the goal.
Antoine, so far, the favor has gone to the Tigers coach. Let's hope that his like I said, his changes pays dividends for him, and they can hold on. But still a long ways to go, because this is just the first half of the overtime. So anything can happen in 2 minutes.
See, 345 has started to play with a little more urgency because they need that equalizing goal to get back into this game. And they have an opportunity now, but squandered again. Oh. You started to see the fatigue starting to set in some of the Tigers players. Now they're starting to pull up.
Yeah, well, like I say, it's a big difference when you're not used to running on this grass. The grass is a little heavy, and it can put a toll on top of your calves, especially. And so, again, like I said, it's still a long ways to go, and I just hope that doesn't has an effect on the outcome of the game on the Tigers' behalf, because right now they lost the last final, and now they're in the driving seat to win this one. But again, you just never know until the fat lady sings.
Like I said, it's not over till the final whistle blow, right?
That fat lady have to sing. Looking at the television screen, the visibility looks pretty good compared to some other games that we have seen in the past.
Hey, I must say, I gotta give Kim and Waste the kudos for tonight, right? Like you say, when you look at the quality of the show, cameras on two sides of the field, different angles, real professionalism, right?
Definitely. I'm very, very, very impressed because, like I said, I've watched international coverage and sometimes the visibility wasn't as good. But looking at it from here, where I'm looking at the screen, it's awesome coverage. And there's always room for improvement. Regardless of what you do good, there's always room for improvement. So probably somebody, they starting something new, but at the same time, they'll get better as they go along.
So it looks like the injury to Jamar Frederick has taken him out of the game, and he's been replaced by Jaheim Cook.
Talking about when the fat lady sings. For people who don't understand that phrase, it means that no one should assume the outcome of the event until it's truly over, or until the final result is known, and until the referee blow that final whistle. You can't declare a winner yet.
Oh, that's another shot by Romario. He's taking out more players than he's taking out the goal, right? That's the second one he clocked tonight. Three, 4, 5 makes an attempt on goal, but Albertini Holdings pulls that down like it was nothing. Three, 4, 5 gets another attempt at goal. And a great opportunity. Squandered by 3, 4, 5. Tigers' defense is in arrays. 3, 4, 5 is causing them problems right now.
In football, they also say that too, that when you miss goaling opportunities like that, it normally comes back to haunt you, and that could be the writing on the wall that the game is for Tigers, because if 3, 4, 5 keep missing goaling opportunities to equalize the game now, like I said, that could really come back and haunt them in the end.
Tigers is making another attempt towards 3, 4, 5's goal. Owen Ebanks is in. He has an opportunity. Corner for Tigers.
That's why Bob And Kevin of them, I'll leave them area. Look here. Talk to the man in front, you know. Call him back. Don't stress about. Two man in front them. Two man and field. Talk to them.
345 has made another sub.
Do it! Whip the ball! Whip!
Tigers still making an opportunity to go for another goal, trying to put the icing on the cake, the nail in the coffin. 345 has cleared it, and 345 is making a push. That was a card, this note?
Yeah. I think that was. Was that Dylan?
Dylan, yeah,
was that
Dylan? Dylan Hernandez.
Dylan played well too. Yeah. Well, like the old saying say, sometimes you have to take a card to win.
Oh, yeah. So right now it's coming down to who wants it the most, right? Who's going to put in that extra effort, right? Make that extra run. What a ball. Give it back to him.
Because I know outfield players for both teams, like Rogelio right for 345, and the what's the city name of the number 7 for Tigers. They're my two outstanding players.
Well, that's the first half of extra time. 15 more minutes to go. Tigers has 15 more minutes to go to lift that trophy this season.
Well, here's where the tacticians has to come out now. The coaches, they gotta.
This is where the coaches earn the title of coach.
Well, the thing is, not just on the title. It's like, can you get it across to the players to execute your tactics? You can tell them, but you can't make them do it.
Yeah. That motivation, that drive, that incentive to get a player to work for 15 minutes more, right?
Yeah, that whole adage of you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink, that says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, let's go. One is gonna be there. Let's go. One. We're gonna have one. We need one chance. We're gonna have one. We're gonna have. are going to have.
As you hear the players talking, coach, all it takes is one chance. They only need one.
Yeah. They need one to bring him back in the game.
Yeah.
But they need more than one to win. So they don't only need one, they're going to need two.
Need two.
Hey, you guys have to switch. There's no break.
Tigers don't need any.
No.
They just need to secure that one.
Secure that one. So, Tigers got to take care of their back line, take care of their goal, right?
Well, it's in their hands. 15 minutes of hard work. "15 minutes is a long time."
Oh, yeah.
Especially at this stage of the game, overtime and fatigue is setting in.
Only thing I can say.
This is going to be the longest 15 minutes for Tigers.
But 15 minutes in football is 15 minutes. 15 minutes in basketball is like an hour, right?
Well, because of the amount of timeouts that they have. That's what was good about our game. We don't have that whole pile of timeouts.
So we're off again for the last.
But basketball is so intense because it's short court, a lot of intense playing. Players really need some timeout sometimes.
Yeah, it's not like you can.
Because it's end-to-end action, like.
Yeah, it's not like you can go and stand up on one side and wait till to come down.
Because like I said, the basketball court is short compared to a soccer field.
Inside. One on. Come again, Jai. Come again. Come on, fear, man.
3-4-5 has an opportunity. Oh, unlucky.
There again, Antoine, they created another opportunity and didn't execute. So like I said, sometimes that's the writing on the wall that the favors is keep on falling in the other teams. I think that was falling in the other team's favor. You got to make good of those chances.
Three, 4, 5 has another opportunity. As they're in the corner.
I told you it's going to be a long 15 minutes for Tigers. Because they're actually sitting back, defending the one goal that they have, and that could go in the favor of 3-4-5.
It's not easy to park the bus unless you got good bus drivers.
Owen, 41. Owen, 41.
Good block by Tigers.
Come on, guys, spot. Try one. Roger, come on. Guys, Bob, talk to them. Hey, talk it. Just stop, just keep talking. 5.
345 has a great opportunity, but it has to be a great shot to be the great goalkeeper. Romare Dixon has been hitting players all night long. Coach think he can get this one over the wall.
I have 4 minutes.
Nope.
Tried.
Still hitting players.
Yep.
Good turn. Romare Dixon has been a key player for 345 today.
Hey, guys, don't rush it, he's coming. Let's go. Go now. Come to him, man.
What a ball by 345. Good clearance by Albertini Holiness. Tigers has a break. Tigers is going for goal. Tigers has an opportunity. Tigers has won a corner. Tigers is being tactical now and running on the clock. Corner from Tigers. Not great of a corner, coach.
Yeah, I suppose it's not how we really wanted it to go, but that happens.
Go Faja, go Faja. Dylan, no more corner. Jaim, just open the body and go here. Next time, yeah? Stay, Dylan. Yes, Jaim. Stay.
Yeah, you did that.
Come on, you shot that count, man. Jaim, stay.
What will 345 do with this free kick? Good opportunity. Good block by Albertini Holiness. Good save off the line by Tigers.
Albertini! Tini! Punch someone! Tini! Keep your 10 up here.
No holding, no holding.
Right, stick it up here, stick it up. Play the ball up here. Move it. Man, still.
Just under 10 minutes left. Oh, Tigers has an opportunity. Nope.
Tigers have to be very, very careful because, like I say, sitting back and defending, and the pressure being brought on them by 3-4-5, it's very easy to give away an unnecessary foul, which could end up in a free kick or penalty. So at this stage of the game, Tigers' behalf, they need to be very cautious.
Or an unnecessary card that could bring him down a player, right?
But the tackle, the bad tackle is very easy to make when you're trying to defend that one goal. This is a full high press from 3-4-5. Even their goalie is up to the halfway line.
Well, yeah. It's all or nothing right now.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose. So they have to press.
I'm not sure yet.
Tigers have to be smart here. Brilliant save by Albertini holding this. 3-4-5 are creating opportunities, but they're creating them individually. What a ball. Albertini holding this big again. He's using that whole 6-foot frame that.
Yes, yeah. Hey, Punky. Yeah. Goalkeeper, a good goalkeeper always dominates his 6-yard box.
Oh, Tigers has an opportunity to seal the game. A brilliant save by 3-4-5's goalkeeper. That was Tigers' opportunity to put the icing on the cake right there, Gil.
Yes, but again, great goalkeeping.
Great
from
goalkeeping
from the 3-4-5 custodian.
Stupid foul.
Hey, level! Get him on level, man! Yo! Hey, keep it structure! Keep it! Yo! Keep it back!
That was an unnecessary foul by the 3-4-5 player. The last thing you want to do is to waste the time, right?
That's what fatigue causes.
Yep. You sent that Tiger in the wrong direction, Coach. 345 is making an attempt. And gotta give Tigers credit.
Just their final execution is robbing them. But the Tigers are defending.
Tigers has an opportunity to seal the game here now. This is a good opportunity for Tigers. The Tigers are going. Oh, it's a poor pass by the Tigers forward though. That was a golden opportunity to seal the game.
Again, like I said, Chico, fatigue is setting in. He's so tired that it's hard for him to make a good decision. But later luck is on their side, so it looks like everything will go in their favor, no matter what 345 does.
One minute left, Coach Gill.
Yeah. Like I said, Tigers have it all to win. They have it all to win. It's just that they have to be careful of how they're defending at the back.
One minute.
1 minute is still a lot of time.
345 is inside the Tigers attacking third, and they're trying to find the deadlock. They're trying to find the key to get to
the Tigers are defending with their teeth, their claws, everything.
345 is in the box. They're crying for a penalty, and the referee says no penalty. Oh, it was an opportunity to miss by 345. I think that was the opportunity there, and 345 has.
Like I told you earlier, when you see a team creating chances and missing them, normally it's going to come back and haunt them.
Yeah. Coach, this is it now. Tigers has the break, and Tigers is going one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Tigers kicks the ball towards the goal, and it's going to the goal, and the Tigers has scored! Oh! It is official. It is almost official. The fat lady is about to sing. The fat lady is about to sing. Tigers has scored to make the game 2. The crowd has erupted.
I told you goals bring excitement to the fans.
Those goals bring excitement. Goals bring excitement. Tigers has had to wait for a year.
How many times?
They waited for a year. They was unlucky, and had sealed the game on the final minute. Tigers are the 2025-26 season FA Cup champions. Kudos to 345 for a hard-fought loss, and kudos to Tigers for an amazing game, an awesome clean sheet by the #1 goalkeeper, Albertini Holness. Alfonso. Mira.
Justin.
Alfonso, congratulations. You can set the camera up first now. Hey, Fat Joe, they call you? What is Fat Joe? All right. Get.
Ready for an interview shot. Stand by.
Alfonso, congratulations tonight. It took you all a year. I mean, the last year you played the Cup Finals and the Vice President Cup against Scholars, and I know you guys have been dying to get back in a Cup Final to be victorious. Coach Gill and myself was talking tonight that the position that you played tonight, right, that you locked shop tonight, and to us, you was Tiger's most valuable player, right? What do you got to say about tonight?
Well, I just want to say congrats to my team and for the performance. And, you know, we just go out there and do the job that the coach tells us and just execute and just win the game.
So they call you Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Why they call you Fat Joe?
Because one of my jaws is fat.
Well, like I said, I'm watching the game. I asked my son, I said, who's the number 7? And I said, I told him I thought you was excellent in defense. You made some crucial tackles, especially when Jagger was on. You made some tackles where that if you leave Jagger alone, he would score. And you made some very, very crucial tackles to keep Tigers into the game. And you were my man of the match for Tigers.
So we just want to say congratulations again. Hard fought one, well deserved. You know, Tigers have had a rough season. At one time, a fan told me that you all got changed the name to Tires instead of Tigers because you used to tie so much games. But not tonight.
I play out of position, but I just do it for the team, you know.
Yes, that's a sign of a good player.
Yeah. So I just want to say again, congrats to my team for winning a trophy, you know. First time coming up, so yeah.
You want to give any special shout outs?
Special shout out to my friends who's in the stands, you know, and big up everybody.
Congratulations again.
All right, thank you.
All right, sir. Well, as you've seen it, Tigers has been victorious, 2-0 to win the men's vice president FA Cup. 1 year waiting for a trophy. First year in the Premiership. Excellent run by Tigers Football Club. It was amazing.
Again, I'm good opponent from the 3-4-5. Also played excellent. Even though they lost the match, 3-4-5 still played some very good football tonight.
Yes, kudos to both teams. The game was up and down, but it had its moments. So excitement.
And again, like I want to mention, the Rogelio Wright was stand out in the defense for 3-4-5. And again, we must give kudos to the 2 goalkeepers. They were excellent.
Excellent tonight from both goalkeepers.
Also, Albertini has proven again tonight why he's the goalkeeper of the year.
The number 1 goalkeeper. All right, I must say, from time he was a little boy until now, he's been the number 1 between the sticks. He wear 99, but he wear 99 because he gives somebody the opportunity to take that 1-1 from him. So he has the one less than 100.
Hey, numbers don't play football. It's the person that plays, so it doesn't really matter what number you're wearing.
So,
right here. Good game.
Albertini, come on, man. So imagine we were just talking about him. Albertini holding this, the number 1 goalkeeper of the year, all right? Albertini, how do you feel about finally winning a cup tonight?
Feels great. Sacrifice we made all season. Feels good to finally have a trophy, a medal to put at the end of the season.
I know you were heartbroken last year, the game against Scholars in the Men's Vice President Cup. And 1 year later, you all got back to the finals. And I know you all didn't want to lose tonight. So how did you feel when you scored the 2nd goal?
Relief. I mean, I was glad I go win it because that just eased out the game more for us. But even though he went in, the game already done so.
Yeah, what you wouldn't want at the last moment was for them to get an equalizer. You know, because that could have take the win out of your team. But they push on that second goal. And to be honest, the way that the team defended and the way you kept goal, you guys deserve to be champions. Yeah, like I said, you all defended in the overtime, down in 9 minutes. You all deserve to be the champion because 3-4-5 was playing some good football and they were creating chances, but the defense was resilient. You know, with you backing them up as the last defender, excellent job.
And you know, before the game started or when the game started, Coach Gillen and I was talking about the tournament in St. Martin where you scored the winning penalty. And we were saying wonderful opportunity holders are going to step up to the plate again tonight. So I know you was excited when that goal scored that you didn't have to go to a penalty shootout.
Yeah, I wasn't going to step out, pen this time. My time.
Yeah, penalty shootout got horrible.
But anyhow, opportunity, congratulations. Hell of a game, hell of a season.
Well done.
All right. Mr. Ricky. One last one. Zone affair started. Were you going to finish it?
Batsman.
All right, Mr. Ricky. Started the interview off with you, and it's just coincidence doesn't want to end it off with you. How do you feel now from start to finish?
I feel just like how I just started. I came here to take the goal home, and I'm taking it home.
Taking it home.
We couldn't do this twice, come to 2 finals, and not go home with something tonight.
Well, like I said, Mr. Ricky, I told you earlier, I wish you the best of luck, and now we can say congratulations. A hard-fought win. I mean, kudos to 3-4-5. They gave on a hell of a run. And
no, but I don't take nothing away from them. They had a very good game, but like I said, we came here and we completed the task.
All right, well, Mr. Ricky, I don't want to keep too much of your time. You go celebrate with your team and collect your trophies. Again, congratulations. I don't know if Coach Gillen wants to say 2 words first.
Congratulations, but good victory. And we must also give the coach, Mr. Oral Wiltshire, a good kudos for doing an excellent job with the boys. And he was there with them from the first whistle right to the final whistle. He was playing the game on that touchline. I watched him, so he did an excellent job. So we must give the coach a round of applause for a great job.
The coach has put in some hard work throughout the whole season. I must say that, and we appreciate that. And the result showed tonight.
All right, Mr. Ricky, congratulations again. All right, sir. All right. You get real, man. You get real. No? Do you want to do the handshake? 1, 2, 3.
Don't tell me that you're 15 or 17.
He's 16, but it's not sweet. I just want to make sure I can see everything.